Hey, beautiful people, it's Sarah here from Beyond NLP Coaching again. Today, I'm giving you a simple science-backed tool that you can use to downshift stress and break the unhelpful urges in pretty much minutes. It's called bilateral stimulation. If you haven't heard it any time prior to this, it's a way of creating a rhythmic engagement on both sides of your actual brain, right? So you can feel calmer, clearer, and pretty much more in control. And I'll explain the why pretty quickly, and then we'll do it together. You can do this anywhere. There is no fancy equipment needed. It's just you and a few minutes. So let's start with a quick story about what's really happening inside your brain. So every thought, every feeling, and behavior that you repeat builds a little tiny connection, a neural pathway in science language, like a groove in a record, right? The more you repeat it, the deeper the groove pretty much becomes. That's why certain reactions or emotions feel quite automatic. But here's the exciting part. Your brain is so neuroplastic, meaning it can pretty much reshape and rewire those pathways anytime, any day of the week. You're not stuck, right? You're not stuck that way. You're not stuck in your habits, in your behaviors, in your urges, in your cravings. You can teach your brain to respond so differently. It's quite amazing, right? So this bilateral stimulation, or BLS, some people like to call it, comes in, okay? It's a simple process that alternates attention between your left and your right sides of your physical body, right? And that rhythmic movement helps the left and the right hemisphere of your brain to communicate better. So you might have heard of it like something used in therapy like EMDR, the bilateral movement of the eyes, where people sort of move their hands from left and right when they're asking questions. It's because they're dealing with the right and the left hemisphere of your brain. A lot of practitioners like myself, or even Melissa Tears, who talks about how this movement helps settle the nervous system and pretty much integrates emotional experiences. Think of it like think of it like something gently shaking up the snow globe of your own inner mind, right? Allowing those pieces just to fall back into place pretty much more clearly without that whole havoc of a storm. So let's try it together. I want you to pause me for a moment and go grab something small, maybe a pen like this, your keys, or even a cup. It doesn't matter. I want you to pause me until you go and get something. Then when you're ready, come back. So if you don't have anything nearby, you can simply use your hands or tap alternatively on your knees or pretty much your shoulders, okay? So before we begin, I want you to think of something that's been bothering you a lot, something that isn't extremely intense, but just a mild stress or an urge or even a thought that you're always repeating inside your head. Now, what I want you to do is when you have that thought, that stress, that urge, or whatever it might be, I want you to bring it to the forefront of your mind. That's all I want you to do. Just imagine it and bring it to the forefront of your mind. And then I want you to rate it. I want you to rate it from 0 to 10, okay? Where 10 pretty much is very intense. 0, there's nothing, and that's not something we're going to work on, right? When you have your number, do you have your number? Perfect. Now I want you to take in a deep breath in and exhale all the way out. I want you to feel your feet on the floor, and I want you to notice the temperature in the room, the sounds around you, the feelings within your body. I just want your 6 senses to pretty much expand. So your auditory, your visual, your kinesthetic, and just that internal sense of being here in this moment. Okay. Now I want you to hold your object. So I've got a pen here. I want you to hold your object in your right hand. So I don't know how the camera is facing you. It might look like the left, but I want you to hold it in your right hand. Okay. And then what I want you to do is slowly move it across to your left hand, following it with your eyes, like I'm doing now. So look at my eyes, move it back to the right, then back to the left, and keep that gentle rhythm, right to left, left to right to left, left to right. Okay, you're engaging both hemispheres of your own brain when you're doing this. Okay, you might notice that when you're doing this and you're really focused, Keeping your head straight, right to left, right to left, and expand your arms even more. You might realize that your breath begins to soften. Some people say it deepens. That is actually a good thing, because what is happening is you're pausing. Whoopsie. You're pausing onto that old loop, right? Because your brain has now been so stimulated and occupied, so it can't even loop into that old pattern that we're interrupting by this bilateral movement, right? And the more you can expand your arms, the better it is. You don't have to, it's not necessary. You can keep it close knit to you, but as long as your eyes are moving with the pen or with the object, okay? I want you to keep going for a few moments, okay? A few more seconds within yourself. Hopefully you don't drop it like I did, all right? And I want you just to create a sense of smoothness or relaxed sense, or maybe no effort at all. Just focus. And if you prefer tapping, you can do this instead. And it looks something like this. You can tap your right knee, then your left knee, back and forth, like a small, slow back and forth train, going forward and back, reverse, forward, back, right, right, left, right, left. And when you tap, you're going to look. And when you're looking, you're going to be feeling maybe a sense of we're safe, we're present, we're processing. Or you might even want to say that to yourself. I'm safe, I'm present, I'm processing. You can even do the same thing on your shoulders. I don't want to tap onto the actual speaker, but you can do it back and forth and just notice your hands going back and forth. And so your eyes are moving in that bilateral stimulation, okay? Then what I want you to do is just pause for a second and then take in another nice, long, deep breath in. And I want you just to look around you in that room. And I want you to name three things, three neutral things: a wall, maybe the window, a plant, a pool table, whatever might be around you. Okay. It could even be the lighting. Just three things bring to your awareness. Okay. Now, after you've done that, I want you to bring that original thought or feeling back into the forefront of your mind, that one that we discussed earlier. And I want you to re-rate it from 0 to 10. So if you had something sitting at 8, it could have dropped to 0, even 1, 2, it doesn't matter. But I just want you to notice the difference, notice the shift. Most people even have a small drop in intensity. That's your nervous system pretty much rebalancing. You're speaking to your organs, to your body, to every part of those faculties that are getting you moving into life, right? So by just checking in and having that observation, it allows you to come back into that beautiful center of yourself, okay? Now I want to do one more last round. So if you were at 8 and you're at 7, that's okay. There's no bad, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's just a way, right? And that way just helps reduce it back into the state that we want it in. I want to do just one more short round with you, okay? This time, we're going to do something different. While you move from left to right or right to left, I want you to think how you would rather feel, right? Maybe I'd rather feel at peace, calm, determined, confident, whatever word feels right for you. I want you to bring it to the forefront of your mind. And as you move into the bilateral stimulation or tap, okay, I want you to repeat the word in your mind: confidence. I choose what matters. Peace and tension out, tension release, whatever it is. You're literally now, what you're doing is you're installing a new pathway. You're showing your brain a better route to take in the future. And that's it. It's so simple, it's fast, it's powerful. What I like to think of this tool is when there's something intense going on within even myself. Being a therapist, we all have experiences and families and challenges that pop up. I find that when I'm doing this and I'm really focused and then I retest and I calm my nervous system down, I immediately want to install something different, because scientifically it's been proven and it's known that it takes 90 seconds, a minute and a half, right, to overcome any craving, habit, behavior, something that you're getting pulled into. Just knowing that information gives me that sense of or control, right? And when I have that sense of control and I clear something, I can install something else. And I love the part of installing. I am confident, I'm complete, I'm amazing. If you look at Louise Hay's work, she's got some brilliant things that you could search, like, finding the book Heal Your Life. It talks about your mind body connection and these beautiful affirmations that can reintegrate. But if you could utilize her work with bilateral stimulation, with the tapping on alternative sides of your body, or using an object and going from left to right, keeping your eye focused from left to right, what tends to happen is you're installing that new neuroplasticity. Okay, it's helping build and reset and recenter your whole being, your whole body, calming down that nervous system, that parasympathetic system that's always on overdrive. What I want you to do, if you did find this helpful, and I hope that you did really find this helpful, I want you to hit like. I want you to hit subscribe. I want you to share this video with as many people as you think really need something like this. And I want you to check out the rest of my tools that I have in my YouTube playlist, okay? In my website, in my YouTube. And I want you to realize that I'm here to give you a lot of support. I want to deliver whatever I have and everything that I know and everything that I give to my clients. But here on this channel, I want to be there for you. I want to help you navigate things. It doesn't mean that you always need a therapist to help you through things. You can do things at home. You got to be so consistent, okay? Hit subscribe, like this video, write a comment, put something for someone else to read, to feel a sense of peace, calm, connection, right? Until next time, I want you to keep choosing yourself. Keep putting yourself the forefront, not in a selfish way, but in a loving, selfless way. Because when you're first and you realign your life around you for a moment without the ego, park that and bring up the humbleness, then what you're really doing is being able or enabling yourself to be able to help so many other people. From my heart to yours, as always, I hope this video has been helpful to you and to the people that you're about to probably share it with. Until next time.